Well, hello there. Catherine Ramsland. 68 books. Like How to Catch a Killer. Is it the mind of a murderer? Things like that. And Bryan Kohberger had studied with her. She had taught him everything she knows. And we're now seeing BTK, or Raider, his daughter, coming out about the connection between Kohberger and BTK. I struggle with this, because what I see this being like is like a student of football, or as you guys in the US call it, soccer, being taught how to play football by the late, great Pele. Rest in peace, Pele. Being taught everything he knows. One of the leading players in the game, telling you everything that you've got to do to be successful. And you're given this ball and you run out onto the pitch, you pick it up in your hands and start playing basketball with it and then smash it into your own face like some crazed lunatic. Because that's pretty much what we saw Bryan Kohberger do. Because what we're trying to say is, on one hand, he's smart. Even I've turned around and said, look, you need to be a bit careful because the guy's clearly smart. You know, his masters, his associates, his bachelors, working towards his PhD, was seemingly a teacher's pet. He would even mark students' work on behalf of the educational outlets. He was known as a harsh marker. Someone else using my bloody name. Harsh marker. But he's smart, he does all this, he learns about all these things, like how not to get caught. And we're putting him sort of as having a connection with the likes of BTK. Even the comment he made when he got arrested about anyone else being arrested, that could be attributed to BTK. But he's not a serial killer. Let's not forget that. You know, Bryan Kohberger isn't a serial killer. And if he was kind of thinking that that's the route he wanted to take after sort of studying all of his heroes, he wasn't a very good one. You know, Bryan Kohberger at best is a failed mass murderer. And by that I mean that he did the crime, but he got caught. I was sent an email, and it was about, again, we're going back down to the root of this DNA, which seems to be a question on everybody's minds. Exactly how did they catch this guy? And I don't know how true this is, so we have to take it with a pinch of salt, but it kind of makes sense. And I was told by a source that the DNA was actually found in the drainage system of, I'm guessing, one of the shower traps or a bath trap within the house. They used a much more scientific term, but basically like skin flakes. And, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand in one way, because it's saying that he took the time after he did what he did to clean up. So he scrubbed up and got clean, which would then sort of explain the lack of evidence external to the property. But then it kind of goes against some of the things that we've seen him say, potentially seen him say, in some of his online interactions, which kind of alluded to the fact that he was startled by a scream and then left hastily, which I can't see the leave hastily. I can kind of see, but that'll come out in the wash anyway. But yeah, how can a guy who studies alongside the likes of, you know, this lady here, you know, Catherine Ramsland, studies alongside her and studies all of these things, then go out and make some fundamental flaws. You know, it's bizarre. We're kind of now seeing him unravel. I don't know the truth of it all because, you know, the sources are not law enforcement, but they're saying that he's kicking off in his cell. He's threatening to do this, that, and the other, getting his old pinky out and flashing it about. Who knows? You know, that just reminds me of other criminals down the way that were played by Tom Hardy, Bronson, and the likes of that. So he's kind of done his rounds, if it was in fact true. So he's looked at everybody, all of these the big name boys. But I can't get my head around it. I can't get my head around someone who we say is intelligent, educated, and we're concerned about, but yet he got caught. I think the question is now is did he want to get caught? Did he really want to get caught? He didn't even try to hide the car. That was outside the property. Obviously, if this thing about cleaning up in the property and leaving DNA behind, again, I have to question that. But DNA, he would have known what DNA was, and it would seem that he didn't even do enough to protect his own DNA from being left at the scene, which doesn't make him intelligent. In fact, it makes him completely the opposite. So in terms of, you know, his connections with BTK and studying the likes of Raider, I have to say, well, you didn't learn anything from him. All of the things that this guy did, he operated over decades and, you know, was a serial killer. He didn't just walk into one place and do what he did and then got caught. He did what he did over a prolonged period of time and taunted law enforcement while he did it. And what you basically seemingly did, if it's you, innocent until proven guilty and all that, but you just got upset because you didn't fit in or you got blown out and you threw your toys out the pram. You done this heinous crime and got caught because you didn't take any notice of any of the things that you were supposedly in school trying to learn. And that sits, like I say, uncomfortable with me because he doesn't seem that smart. The fact that what he did, how he did it, and to get caught potentially in such a simple manner and making such a simple error just makes him stupid. And if he's stupid, he could potentially think that he can go down the route of maybe an insanity plea, something like that, where he's going to blame past traumas. But sadly, Idaho's not going to put up with that either. They'll just throw you into a mental hospital and you'll stay there until they deem you competent to stand trial, which I imagine will be pretty quick. But let me know what you guys think down below. You know, I'm not saying the guy's not intelligent. That seems to be something that's on the table and people are picking the bones of. But, you know, I can't work it out. Intelligent, educated, studies all these things. And let's say this was something that he meticulously planned and learnt about, but then he did it and fell at the first hurdle. It's like he didn't even try to jump the first hurdle. He just ran straight into it and it smacked him straight in the face. An odd one, and one that we're gonna see quickly unfold over the next few days, as he has his extradition hearing today, I believe, in a few hours' time. So I'm going to be in a live later. Hopefully you'll be able to join me. Don't forget, smash that like button or I'll smash you. And we'll put heads together. First live of 2023. I'll catch you all in the next one.